Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Dan here, Ultimate Boston Red Sox Collector page on Facebook and YouTube videos. Today, I just received my mail. I'm off from work for the next 5 days. Normally, my mail carrier drops off my mail at my desk in the morning. But today, I had to wait for it, like everybody else. Poor me. But it was well worth it. My informed delivery showed I had 4 or 5 packages coming. It turns out I ended up with 6 packages, all new slabs from my PSA Hall of Fame collection. So very, very excited. I'm going to go through them. It was actually 7 cards from 6 different sellers. So I'm going to go through them real quick today. These will give me a total of 10. I've purchased 5 more. Just purchased 2 in the last hour that were really good deals. And I'm also waiting for 3 others that I've paid for and purchased already. So I'm going to go through these. I'm going to start from the highest grade and work my way down. Now, I have yet to buy a PSA 10 for my collection. I will look at doing that at some point. Probably going to be looking at more modern cards of Hall of Famers. Maybe some of the Hall of Fame cards from newer sets like Heritage and Archives and things like that that have the retired Hall of Fame players in them. So as far as the older cards, I'm going to be starting at 9 and working my way down. The lowest that I've gotten is 7, which I showed last night, the 77 Topps Dennis Eckersley second-year card that I got for 99 cents. So today I'm going to start off, again, I'm going to start with the higher grades and work my way down. So I've got 7 total. This one, and these are all guys that with the exception of the last card I'm going to show, these are all guys I grew up watching and loved watching play back in the 80s as a kid. This is an 83 Fleer Paul Molitor, mint 9. This guy was a tremendous ball player. He was actually probably got better with age. He was a very, very good hitter still. Up until the last few years of his career, he was still a guy that could contend for a batting title. Always was a really good hitter, run producer, and got to play on some good teams at the end of his career too. Got to win a World Series with the Blue Jays, and finished off his career really strong. Very flew under the radar as a player. Was actually probably more popular again at the end of his career, but always loved this guy. Paul Molitor, part of that early 80s Brewers lineup that was just ridiculous. If you look back at the Brewers teams of the early 80s, as a Red Sox fan, I hated playing them because it seemed like they'd score 10, 12 runs every time they play us. That lineup was incredible. But Paul Molitor, nice mint 9 Hall of Famer. Next one is another guy I loved growing up, Mr. Ozzie Smith. This is his 85 Topps in a mint 9. Ozzie known for his defense, but again, as he got older, he became a better hitter. And I think that actually catapulted him into the Hall of Fame. He was a great defensive shortstop, and I guarantee if you look at the back of this card and look at the stats, you'd say he's not a Hall of Famer at this point because his offensive numbers weren't really that good. But he got better as a hitter, always was a good stolen base guy, good base runner, and obviously he was known for his amazing fielding and his backflips. So 85 Topps, mint 9, Ozzie Smith. Now we're going to get into some 8s. This one kind of a dual edition for me, for my Red Sox collection and my PSA collection. This is an 84 Donruss second-year Wade Boggs card. This is a near mint to mint 8. This is probably the most iconic set of the 1980s. I would say this and probably 89 Upper Deck are probably 1 and 2, and everybody will have their opinion of what order they go in. I'm sure other people have other opinions about what are some of the more iconic sets of the 80s, but I think to me, this one, as far as a base set, you have 84 Fleer Update. For that was obviously a very iconic set because of the rookies that were in that as well. But this Wade Boggs, second year, 84 Donruss, near mint to mint 8. Arguably one of the best hitters of all time. Several batting titles. And John, you're probably watching. You probably have this card. I don't know if you have one graded or not. I know you have this card, but I don't know if you have a graded one. But had to add that one. That one was inexpensive. I think I paid about $4 for that. Then getting back into the 70s here, I have a nice 1978 Topps Tom Seaver in a near mint to mint 8. This is a guy who actually played at the end of his career with the Red Sox briefly, was on that 86 team that went to the World Series, was not part of the postseason roster, but was somewhat effective for them. known for his high leg kick and knee to the ground pitching style. Big strikeout guy, big part of the Big Red Machine. Actually, he was not on the Big Red Machine teams. I don't think he was. Would be his '78 team, '78 card. So a nice Tom Seaver, another guy who's underappreciated in my opinion. I just picked up an autograph ball of him at the show in Mass last fall. Got a good deal on that. I don't think he's signing anymore because he's got some medical issues. But nice 78 tops, Tom Seaver, near mint to mint 8 with the Reds. Back to the 80s, back to 1985 tops. Another great hitter, another one who right up there with Boggs is one of the all-time greatest contact hitters, Mr. Tony Gwynn. This is his 85 tops, near mint to mint 8. This would be his third year tops card. Tony Gwynn, a guy who, because he played in San Diego his whole career, really didn't get the recognition he deserved, probably, unfortunately, until he passed away a few years ago. But Tony Gwynn, always a great hitter. I want to say 7 or 8 batting titles. Just a terrific, good fielder, too. Had a good throwing arm from right field. Again, played his whole career in San Diego, so that kept him under the radar. But Tony Gwynn, I always loved listening to Tony Gwynn talk. He had such a cool voice. Watched a MLB Network special on him about a month or so ago. Really enjoyed watching that. Got to see the baseball life of Tony Gwynn and then some of the personal life. And it was unfortunate he had that addiction to chewing tobacco that ultimately caused his death. And taken too soon from us. Great hitter, great baseball player. Tony Gwynn, 1985 tops, near mint to mint 8. And then the last package that I received today. This one's one of my favorites. This is a 1979 Topps Nolan Ryan. I used to have several of these cards in high grade. It's a near mint to mint 8 with an MK in parentheses. Now, I didn't know what the MK meant for. I figured it meant some kind of a mark on the card. Couldn't see anything on the front, and you're probably not going to be able to see it either, but I guess that maybe stands for marker. If you look on the right-hand side of the card, I'm going to kind of put my finger towards it. You can kind of see where my middle finger is pointing. There's a little bit, apparently, of looks like a pen mark on the card. So I was willing for the price. It was a two-card lot of 2 of the greatest pitchers ever to pitch. Nolan Ryan was my favorite. I loved Nolan Ryan. He was this close to being my player collector over Dave Winfield, and I kind of wish I would have gone in that direction. I would have spent more money on Nolan Ryan. I would have gotten more in return when I sold it, too. I know that, because there's a lot more people collecting Nolan Ryan than Dave Winfield. But this is a nice example. Like I said, it's a PSA 8 near mint with a slight pen mark on the back. Very happy with it, nevertheless. And this was this was actually a 9 also, but this came in the thing. This might be the only way I'm ever going to be able to afford an older Sandy Koufax graded 9. This is from the 1978 TCMA, the 60s series. I have several of these cards in my Red Sox collection. This is a beautiful card. This was part of the lot with the Nolan Ryan. I think I paid $13 for the 2 cards. So I was not going wrong there. Beautiful card. Again, it's got the 1960s back, the TCMA back, a mint 9. Beautiful card, great photograph, close-up photograph of Sandy. Probably the only opportunity I'm going to get to own a 1970s Sandy Koufax anything in a mint 9. Now, granted, he did not have any regular issue cards in the 70s. His last card was a 66 Topps, but he definitely was in a lot of the all-time greats sets that companies like TCMA made in the 70s and 80s. So, 78, 42 years old, almost as old as me. But a beautiful card in a mint 9, and that came in the same lot as the Ryan for $13. So that's my PSA ads for today. I've added a few. Speaking of ads, I've added a few more subscribers. I think I'm up to 27 now. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I know I seem like I'm being impatient about trying to bulk up my subscribers and everything, but it's exciting for me. I'm hoping that I can share content with more people, and I've been commenting on a lot of people's videos, and I've sent out some emails about care packages, and I'm working on some still. Got some ready to go in the mail, just waiting to hear back on addresses. I have gotten one back from Four Leaf Cards, who subscribed earlier to me today. Thank you very much for the ad. I will continue to watch your videos. I find them very entertaining, as I have a 5-year-old who has made a few cameos in my videos as well, so I completely understand wanting to share the hobby with your little one. My daughter has zero interest in it. From time to time she'll ask, but most of the time she has zero interest. But looking forward to that. I've got started a care package for you. I'm going to be sending some stuff your way. Hopefully I can get that out by Saturday so I can get in the mail before the holiday. So that's what I've got for now. I'm thinking about posting a Red Sox card video or Red Sox memorabilia video later on with my phone. So be on the lookout for that. I want to shift my attention back and forth between the two collections, as I've been focusing 95% of my energy on the Hall of Fame stuff and the PSA stuff lately. So I don't want to forget about all this, everything that I've accumulated over the last 15 years or so. So enjoy the rest of your day. It's a beautiful one here. Gotta get out and mow the lawn, I think, tonight before I make the video. So off for the next 4 days still. Got some projects around the house to do. Got to make a run to Home Depot to get some gardening stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to enjoy a nice weekend. We have a great stretch of weather coming up here in Maine. Hopefully, I've heard of some torrential rainstorms throughout the country. Hopefully everybody's safe and those aren't affecting you. I know we all live in different parts of the country, so everybody take care, be safe, continue to social distance, continue to wear your masks, continue to do what you need to do to keep yourself safe and your family safe. So that's all I got for now. Again, check out my video later on Red Sox memorabilia. Have a good night.